The Queen's Diamond Art Deco double clip brooch, set with diamonds including round and baguette cuts in 2 triangular shapes. This brooch is an example of the Art Deco double clip style, 2 separate brooches that can be worn together or separate. Queen Mary's turquoise and diamond brooch. Several pieces of turquoise jewellery were gifted to Princess Victoria Mary of Teck, later Queen Mary, for her 1893 wedding to the Duke of York, later King George V. This brooch, with a turquoise centre and an ornate scrolling diamond surround, was a gift from Mary's new in-laws, the future King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. The flower basket brooch. This brooch depicts a basket filled with ruby, diamond and sapphire flowers, and was given to Princess Elizabeth by her parents, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, to mark the birth of Prince Charles in November 1948. The New Zealand silver fern brooch. The brooch was given to Elizabeth II by Annie Allam, wife of John Allam, Mayor of Auckland, during her 1953 visit as a Christmas present from the women of Auckland. It is bejewelled with round, brilliant and baguette-shaped diamonds, having been designed to form the shape of a fern, an emblem of New Zealand. The collar and badge of the Order of the British Empire. The gold collar has plaques of the royal arms, alternating with plaques of the royal and imperial cipher of George V. Between these elements are gold cords with lions and crowns depicted. Suspended from the collar is the badge, a blue cross with a centre showing King George and Queen Mary surrounded by the Order's motto, "For God and the Empire," in red. Both the collar and the badge are worn at the service of the Order held every 4 years at St Paul's Cathedral. The Australian Wattle brooch. During her coronation tour of 1954, the Queen was presented with this brooch from the people and government of Australia. It depicts a spray of wattle, the national flower, with mimosa leaves and tea tree blossoms in white and coloured diamonds. The Star of the Order of the Thistle. It consists of a silver solitaire St Andrew's cross, with rays in between the arms. In the centre, a thistle is surrounded by the Order's motto, "No one provokes me with impunity." The Greville ivy leaf brooches. The ivy leaf brooches were made by Cartier, the first before 1930, the second in 1937. The Queen could occasionally be seen in those early years, having a bit of fun with these brooches, perching one on her hat or placing them on opposite sides of the neckline. In later years, you'd be most likely to see them both on one side in traditional brooch position. Queen Mary's Thistle brooch. The brooch has the appearance of a key from afar, but up close it becomes a diamond thistle with 2 leaves forming a wreath and a long stem, while Queen Mary wore the brooch pinned to one of her hats. Queen Elizabeth only wore it in traditional brooch style on her shoulder. The Garter of the Order of the Garter. a representation of a blue garter adorned with the motto, "Shame on he who thinks ill of it." The garter is made of a blue fabric embellished with the order's motto and closed with a buckle. The Williamson diamond brooch. This brooch takes its name from the fine pink diamond in the centre, a wedding gift to Princess Elizabeth in 1947 from Dr. John Williamson, a Canadian who owned the mine in Tanzania where the diamond was found. It was cut into its current 23.6 carat size and in 1953 placed in the centre of a brooch designed by Cartier. Queen Alexandra's Kokoshnik tiara. This Russian-style tiara, including 488 brilliants, was a present from the ladies of society to mark the silver wedding anniversary of King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra, then Prince and Princess of Wales, in 1888. It was made to Alexandra's request and passed after her to Queen Mary and then to Queen Elizabeth. The Diamond and Pearl Navette brooch. Debuted in 2016, this brooch is centered around a large diamond in a diamond setting with circular pelmet-like motifs that show an Art Deco design influence. The outside of the brooch is uniquely lined in pearls. Queen Mary's Lover's Knot tiara. The Queen wore it earlier in her reign. In 1981, she loaned it to Princess Diana as her wedding tiara, but Diana opted instead to wear the Spencer tiara, a family heirloom, on her big day. But the Lover's Knot became one of her favourite pieces. Despite being so heavy, she said it hurt her head. It was loaned to Kate Middleton, who debuted it in 2015. Queen Victoria's wheat ear brooches. These were first made for Queen Adelaide at the request of her husband, King William IV, in 1831, using stones from the family collection. The brooches were turned over to Queen Victoria after she took the throne. Victoria made them heirlooms of the crown, and they have passed from queen to queen ever since. Unlike Queen Adelaide, Queen Victoria was fond of wearing them. The Greville scroll brooch. This petite trinket is a scroll of diamonds centered around 3 pearls and set in platinum. The third pearl is actually a drop pearl, but it seems to be worn with the drop mostly on top. The brooch passed to the Queen after the Queen Mother's death in 2002, and the Queen was fond of wearing it. Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee brooch. This diamond and pearl brooch was a gift to Queen Victoria for her Diamond Jubilee from current and former members of her personal staff, and was designated as the heirloom of the crown. It was a favourite of Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. It passed to the Queen in 2002. Princess Mary Louise's Diamond Sunburst brooch. Cousin Lou was a colourful member of the extended royal family, one who attended the coronation of the Queen in 1953 with her own supply of gin and tonic in hand, riding back to Buckingham Palace while half hanging out of the carriage window in the rain to wave at the crowds. Mary Louise was draped in jewels for that coronation, including a diamond sunburst brooch on her shoulder, a large round top portion with rays of diamonds radiating from a central diamond cluster. This brooch was inherited by the Queen Mother, then Queen Elizabeth. The Queen Mother's palm leaf brooch. One of the Queen Mother's favourite brooches was this palm leaf, created for her from stones already in her collection in 1938. It includes a centre of brilliant diamonds of varying shapes. Inside a curved diamond border. Queen Elizabeth inherited the brooch after her mother passed away. The diamond bouquet brooch. This Victorian brooch depicts a floral bouquet in diamonds, possibly of roses of some variation or forget-me-nots. The Lesser George. It depicts St. George on horseback slaying a dragon. It is worn suspended from the hip. The True Lover's Knot brooch. The largest bow brooch worn by the Queen is a diamond one acquired by Queen Mary in 1932. The Queen inherited it in 1953 and she usually saved it for evening events, important occasions, or for holding puppies on Remembrance Day. The Diamond Rose Clip brooch. For Day 2 were Royal Escort in 2016. The Queen debuted a new brooch. It was described by the palace as a Cartier diamond flower clip. The jewel features a large round diamond as its centre, surrounded by 6 slightly smaller round diamonds and set inside a group of curving petals. Queen Mary's Fringe Tiara. There are a few different diamond fringe style tiaras and they can be hard to tell apart. This tiara was made in 1919 from a necklace given to Queen Mary as a wedding present by Queen Victoria. Mary gave this piece to Queen Elizabeth, the future Queen Mother, in 1936. It was then loaned to Princess Elizabeth and Princess Anne for their wedding days. Most recently it was loaned to Princess Beatrice for her wedding. It can also be worn as a necklace. The Women of Hampshire brooch. This diamond and pearl brooch, which was originally intended to be used as a pendant, was Queen Mary's wedding gift from the women of Hampshire in 1893. The piece features a large brilliant with foliate spray above the 3 bellflower pendants below. 2 pear-shaped diamonds and 1 baroque pearl hang from the flowers, and they are all removable. The Flame Lily brooch. This was given to the Queen on her 21st birthday from the children of Rhodesia. The Singapore Peranakan Diamond Jubilee brooch. This piece is an example of Peranakan or Straits Chinese jewellery. The Peranakan Chinese are descendants of Chinese immigrants to what is today Malaysia and Singapore, and this is typical of the style of jewellery for which they are known. It features detailed filigree work in 18-karat gold set with 61 brilliant diamonds. The brooch was a Diamond Jubilee gift to the Queen in 2012 from the President of Singapore. And this concludes the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for future videos. Thank you.